Hey everyone, and welcome to day 2 of our travels through India. We're on a train at the moment on our way to Baran, but we've spent the day in Jaipur, which has been a bit of an eye-opener. So we met with World Vision staff this morning who took us to their headquarters in the ADP area development project area, and they filled us in on what they do day to day. Spoke a bit about the major problems they're facing in this area, and then basically threw us headlong in to have a look at what's going on there. So one of the main problems in the slum area that we visited is child labour. These little guys and girls are being forced to work really, really long hours, 7 days a week, 12 plus hours a day, and for a very minimum wage, if anything. And the money they often do earn is usually being put towards paying off a family debt that they might owe as well. So these kids are not seeing a dime. They don't really even know what money is. So one of the first places that World Vision took us to see was a small school that they'd set up. So this is a chance for these kids who are normally working quite long hours in child labour to get the beginnings of an education, and it was really amazing to see. One of the kids was a little boy called Asif, and we got to see him in his working environment, which was pretty full on and pretty shocking really. He was in a little workshop that made sari embroidery, and very, very difficult conditions, very, very hot, very cramped, and this guy has got little fingers, so instead of an adult having to do the detail work, they get little boys like Asif to do the work for them, and at the same time they're not paying them much at all, if anything. And a lot of the time, in Asif's case, this was the case, he was having the money that he would have got sent straight to his parents who are trying to pay off a debt. So it's pretty horrendous conditions, and pretty sad to see. One of the cool things about the school is that Asif is getting a few hours a day of education, and the hope is that slowly but surely we can phase out what he's having to do labour-wise, and we can introduce more and more education, and it'll be at a point down the track where he could have enough skills to get a better job and to earn enough to get himself out of this kind of poverty-stricken situation. So we then moved to another area of the slum where gem cutting and polishing is quite a big business. It's a big thing in India, the gem trade, and this part of the city is where a lot of exploitation goes on, and a lot of the young children are being used to do the dirty work. The tough part about gem cutting is that it's quite dangerous and quite hard on the hands, and so a lot of these guys and girls have got a lot of cuts and damage to their hands from the machinery they're using and the difficult environment. We met a little guy called Sahil, who's a 7-year-old who works there, and I guess they're just such amazing kids and just so cool, but having to do such horrible work for so many hours a day and in such horrible conditions. He didn't really understand the whole concept of what he was doing was a bad thing, and that he was being exploited. He felt that his job was fine and that it was what was expected of him, and so he should just do it. But it just goes to show they don't have an understanding or a concept of what real life could be like for them, and they've just grown up knowing this way of life. So Heel's been in school now for about 3 months, and we went along to see how he's been getting on there and what he's been learning. So we got to see him doing a little bit of writing on a little easel there, and learning some of the numbers and a bit of arithmetic and the alphabet, sort of some of the basics. But it was really cool because the World Vision staff were really impressed with how well he'd been doing, and it's just the short time that he's had. So that was the first time for me in a slum, and it's definitely a full-on experience. World Vision have been working there for 4 years, and the plan is to be there for a max of about 15. We're heading to Baran tonight, so definitely check back soon for another update, but I'm just hoping this train doesn't take too long because I'm knackered.